G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Volume 1, Issue 5. Thanks for the memories. The scene opens in the heavy equipment level of the pit where Steeler, Clutch, and Breaker are prepping the M.O.B.A.T for the Armed Forces Day Parade, and they are trying to impress Scarlet with the hardware. General Flagg wanted the M.O.B.A.T in the parade to convince the Joint Chiefs of Staff that a top-secret tank such as it can pass by unnoticed. Meanwhile, at LaGuardia Airport, Cobra intercepts a memo by Flagg to General Austin regarding the M.O.B.A.T. Cobra did this without the courier ever knowing his briefcase was x-rayed. Upon learning of the news, Cobra Commander initiates a plan. On the day of the parade, the M.O.B.A.T is expected to roll down New York City's Fifth Avenue. The tank had the honor of being in the middle between the Springfield Drum and the Bugle Corps, and a float replica of the USS Nautilus stuck in an iceberg. The dancers of the Bugle Corps start surrounding the tank with large banners, and the Joes start to become suspicious. They notice the Nautilus float opens its front, which is a large enough to swallow their tank. At that point, Steeler orders Clutch to get themselves away. With their cover blown, the Drum and the Bugle Corps turn out to be Cobras and quickly gave chase. With the streets crowded by traffic and the parade, the M.O.B.A.T team decide to use the sidewalk for a getaway. They clear the way for the Breaker using the tank's speaker system to tell the people. They manage to lose their pursuers by hiding in a park lot amongst heavy machinery. Meanwhile, the Cobra pursuers are pressured by Cobra Commander over the radio to get the tank before the authorities start reacting. Breaker laments the fact they don't have any ammunition to use against the Cobras. Stella points out it would have been a risky anyway without hurting innocent civilians in the process. They discuss what their options are before the Cobras find them again. One of the things they notice is the radio pack one of the Cobras is using is good for only a few mile range, suggesting that in order for Cobra Commander to give the instructions, he had to be somewhere nearby. Steeler has had enough and comes up with an idea to capture the Cobras. Cobra Commander informs his men that the tank's heat signature indicates it is the middle of Central Park, but when they get there, it is nowhere in sight. Thanks to its temporary amphibious capability, the M.O.B.A.T rises out of the pond to face its pursuers. The shock and awe approach worked enough to make the Cobras scatter before Cobra Commander berates and reminds them the tank has no ammunition. As the Cobras work to disable the tank, the Joes fired a warning shot and got them to surrender. While the Joes are facing the dilemma the whole time, General Flagg has to put up with the Joint Chiefs of Staff who are growing impatient as they expect to see tanks in the parade. He tries his best to placate them. The M.O.B.A.T arrives, but its unkept appearance and Bugle Corps under custody has the generals make disapproving remarks and question Flagg what he was thinking. Just then, Clutch detects there's a significant electronic activity going on under the stand the generals are on. He tells his teammates to get off and head directly to the stand, smashing it down. The generals were able to get off it in time. Before Flagg can reprimand Clutch to his action, it turns out that Cobra's command post was under the stand all this time. Flagg whips out his pistol to take a shot at Cobra Commander, who takes out his own pistol, but with taking a Girl Scout hostage. Flagg tried to bluff the commander who's surrendering, but it doesn't work. Cobra Commander fires a shot only managed to graze Flagg's temple. The commander and embarrassed manage to run away into the crowd. After the day's event, Flagg debriefs his men while Scarlet tends to his wounds. The one detail in the story that Flagg couldn't get was how they managed to fire a warning shot when they didn't even have any ammo. The Joes then realized their secret. With a sound amplifier in the M.O.B.A.T's powerful speakers, they stuck a microphone to near Breaker, who blows up his bubblegum. Flagg can't help but smile and shake his head at his men's resourcefulness. Note, the Drum and the Bugle Corps were from Springfield. This is the first mention of the town that in later issues will be revealed as Cobra's base of operations. The M.O.B.A.T is amphibious. The story was reprinted in G.I. Joe Digest 2, Tales of G.I. Joe 5, and G.I. Joe Volume 1, and G.I. Joe The Best of Cobra Commander trade paperback. The issue was featured in a 2024 comic pack, which included a reprint of the comic book and action figure of Cobra Officer General Flagg and Steeler. However, the file card for General Flagg incorrectly contained information regarding his son. The suited man joining the Armed Forces brass in reviving stand appears to be Ed Koch, who was the mayor of New York from 1978 to 1989. He references almost choking to death while eating Chinese food and was only saved by the use of a Heimlich maneuver, which happened to Ed Koch in 1981. Next, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Volume 1, Issue 5. To fail is to conquer. To succeed is to die.